In a quaint, forgotten art gallery nestled between crumbling brick buildings, the air was thick with dust and the scent of aged wood. The gallery had seen better days, its once vibrant colors faded to muted tones, and its walls adorned with paintings that whispered stories of the past. But there was one piece that stood out, a hauntingly beautiful masterpiece titled Elysium's Embrace. The artist, a reclusive genius named Victor Hargrove, had poured his soul into this final work before vanishing without a trace. On a dreary afternoon, a small group of visitors wandered into the gallery, drawn by the allure of the enigmatic painting. Among them was Clara, a curious art enthusiast with a penchant for the macabre. As she stepped closer to Elysium's Embrace, she felt an inexplicable pull, as if the canvas was alive, breathing in the shadows of the gallery. The painting depicted a lush, surreal landscape filled with vibrant colors and ethereal figures dancing in the twilight. But there was something unsettling about it, an underlying darkness that seemed to lurk just beneath the surface. Clara's heart raced as she admired the intricate details, unaware of the fate that awaited her and the others. One by one, the visitors began to vanish. It started with a man in a tweed jacket who stood beside Clara, mesmerized by the painting. He blinked, and in the next instant he was gone, leaving only a faint echo of his presence. Clara turned, confusion knitting her brow, but the remaining visitors shrugged it off, too entranced by the artwork to care. Then a woman in a bright red dress gasped, clutching her chest as she too disappeared, her scream swallowed by the gallery's silence. Panic rippled through the remaining visitors, but they were rooted to the spot, their eyes glued to the painting. Clara felt a chill creep up her spine. Something was terribly wrong. As the last visitor, a young man with tousled hair, took a step back, he stumbled and fell, his gaze locked on the painting. "We need to get out of here," he shouted, but his voice was drowned out by a low hum that seemed to emanate from the canvas itself. Clara felt a strange compulsion to approach the painting, her mind clouded with an intoxicating mix of fear and fascination. Suddenly, the gallery warped around them. The walls twisted and the floor rippled like water. Clara blinked, and when she opened her eyes, she found herself standing in the very landscape depicted in Elysium's Embrace. The colors were even more vivid, the air thick with an otherworldly energy. But the beauty was deceptive. Shadows lurked at the edges of her vision, and the ethereal figures now wore twisted, grotesque expressions. "Welcome to my masterpiece," a voice echoed, deep and resonant. Clara turned to see Victor Hargrove himself, his form flickering like a candle flame. "You've become part of my art, and now you must play my game." Clara's heart raced as she realized the truth. The painting was a trap, a prison for souls. The others were lost within its depths, their essence woven into the very fabric of the artwork. Victor's eyes glinted with madness as he gestured to the swirling landscape. "To escape, you must find the 6 hidden clues scattered throughout my creation. Each clue will lead you closer to freedom or deeper into despair." With no other choice, Clara steeled herself and set off into the nightmarish world. The first clue was hidden beneath a twisted tree, its gnarled roots resembling clawed hands. As she dug through the dirt, she unearthed a small, ornate key. The moment she touched it, the ground trembled, and the shadows grew restless. The second clue awaited her in a shimmering lake, its surface reflecting a sky filled with swirling stars. Clara waded into the water, feeling the cold seep into her bones. At the bottom, she found a silver locket, its clasp adorned with intricate designs. As she opened it, a haunting melody filled the air, and the shadows recoiled, momentarily retreating. The third clue was hidden within a field of flowers that seemed to bloom and wilt in an endless cycle. Clara knelt down, searching through the petals until she found a small, tattered note. It read, "The heart of the canvas beats in the darkness." As she read the words, the flowers twisted into grotesque shapes, their colors fading to gray. Determined, Clara pressed on, her heart pounding as she approached a crumbling castle in the distance. The fourth clue was hidden within its walls, where whispers echoed through the empty halls. She discovered a dusty tome filled with Victor's sketches, revealing the true nature of his art, a collection of souls trapped in eternal torment. Among the pages, she found a small feather shimmering with an otherworldly light. The fifth clue awaited her, in a garden overrun with thorns and shadows. Clara navigated the maze of brambles, her skin prickling with fear. In the center, She found a mirror, its surface rippling like water. As she gazed into it, she saw the faces of the vanished visitors, their expressions twisted in agony. She reached out, and the mirror shattered, revealing a shard that pulsed with energy. With only one clue left, Clara raced back to the heart of the landscape, where Victor awaited her. "You think you can escape?" he taunted, his voice echoing through the air. "You're already part of my art." Clara clutched the key, locket, feather, and shard tightly, feeling their power surge through her. "I won't be your prisoner," she shouted defiantly. As she pieced together the clues, a portal began to form, shimmering with the promise of freedom. But Victor lunged at her, his form shifting and twisting. "You can't leave. You belong to me." The shadows swirled around him, forming a dark vortex that threatened to consume her. With a final surge of determination, Clara thrust the key into the portal, and it exploded with light. The shadows recoiled, and Victor's scream echoed through the air as he was pulled back into the depths of his own creation. Clara stepped through the portal, feeling the weight of the painting lift from her shoulders. She emerged back in the gallery, breathless and trembling. The air was still, the gallery silent once more. But as she turned to leave, she glanced back at Elysium's embrace. The colors were dull now, the figures frozen in a haunting tableau. As she stepped outside, the sun broke through the clouds, illuminating the street. Clara knew she had escaped, but the memory of the lost souls lingered in her mind. She would never forget the price of beauty, nor the darkness that lay hidden within the canvas. And as the gallery stood silent, waiting for its next visitor, the whispers of the trapped souls echoed softly, a reminder that art could capture more than just beauty. It could ensnare the very essence of life itself.